Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hello, Terry. It's wonderful,
Hi.
as always, to have you back. Thanks so much for being here. What a
Well,
day yesterday was, huh?
yeah, that was an interesting day.
Yes, a very interesting day and a very interesting evening. Um, yeah, so Sherry and Marina and I ended up going on a live feed after the incident with the melon. Oh, there's your granddaughter. Hello, Littler. um, but all of us thought originally, and of course this isn't a politics show, but all of us thought that it was staged. Uh, but I guess it wasn't. I guess it
Yeah,
was.
I doubt they could stage that kind of a shot from that far away, but
Well, and the kid was only 20. It's so
oh,
surprising.
it's
And
sad.
what a waste. Yeah, I know. It's very
Hmm.
sad. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
yeah. So Terry had a great day yesterday. She went to an event, an expo, and she's going to talk about that once we get a few more people coming in. And somebody that has been making themselves known to Terry. I do want to acknowledge that we did lose Richard Simmons yesterday, as
Oh,
well as
he is having a blast over
oh, I'm
there.
sure he is.
Don't even talk.
He can do this again and sweat with the oldies, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe it. I believe it. And how about Dr. Ruth Westheimer? Is she?
th- I have to tell you, I think today is going to be off the charts. There's a big party over there. They are
There's
so freaking happy.
wow. Wow. And those, of course, Dr. Ruth was 96. I had no idea. I mean, what was she? Probably in her 60s when she first became popular in the 1980s, I would
Mhm.
imagine. And I remember my mother thinking she was wonderful because she just said what the truth was. But
And Rossi said, yeah, Shannon Doherty passed away too.
oh,
I didn't
she
know she
did?
was, yeah, she's 52. I didn't realize she was that old even, to be honest. I
Oh,
thought,
she died today. Well, Shannon Doherty had cancer, I believe. I think she had
breast,
was it ovarian, Rossi, or one of
uh,
those? And I know that I saw her in a clip, but it was an older clip. It showed up yesterday, so maybe she was sort of in hospice at that time. I don't know, but
maybe,
there's number 3, huh? 2
yeah,
women and a man. Wow. Well, she's over there with her boyfriend from 90820 who
yeah,
passed a couple of years ago. Yeah. Breast cancer. Okay.
yeah,
Thank you,
yeah,
Rossi.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
You know,
Thanks.
I have a hard time uh, being sad with death now.
I know.
It
Well,
is the
because you know
weirdest,
that you know what. Yeah, you know what's on
right?
the other side. Yeah.
And I mean, really, it's like a great big old party over there.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Very true, Craig. And she also said, the penis, and she would just say it
Is
right
it
out loud.
like she's saying Zeppelin, Zippinas?
The penis is very good. Oh, Dr. Ruth. Um, I'm glad to know they're all over there having a wonderful time. I really am. And yes, you're right. There's something about, even though it's so difficult still when it's one of ours, one of our relatives, one
Yeah,
of our best, friends, but it's us that feels lost. It isn't that they're
right,
in a better place, but
right,
it's always been easier for me to deal with death since knowing it's
right.
okay over there.
Yeah.
And I remember even talking to my brother about it in September of 22. And the last time I ever saw him, and I knew that time was short. It was going to be short for one of us. I knew it. And he passed in December. But, I said to him, this is really okay. Everything's going to be okay over there. It was so nice to be able to tell him that,
Yeah.
he went. So
Aw.
I know it is helpful. So hello, Craig and AD and Laura and Rossi and Littler. Is it Littler? Is that how she pronounces it?
Littler, just littler
Littler.
Groning.
Littler
Littler.
Groning. All right.
There's two of them.
Littler
There's
is fun to
little
see.
Groning and littler Groning.
All right. I love it. I love it. Well, welcome, dears. And hello, Rush, Create Love, Carolyn Peter, and Rishi, and Teresa Levine, Anna. Oh, I did say Anna earlier. Um, and yeah,
Our
that's who's
friend
here with
A,
us right now. Yeah.
our friend AD is there.
Yes, I did. I did see
Yep.
ID.
Oh,
Uh-huh. No, that's all right. You can say hello to anybody you want. It's wonderful to have you all here today. Today is July, what, 14th? Is
14.
half the month is almost over again.
I know. Went very fast.
It really, really does. It totally goes way too fast. Um, we do have some fairly good news for my husband. Well, they figured out he probably has a tumor in his adrenal glands. And so if he does, they can do microsurgery. He's going in on the 29th to see the doctor. But you know how they stretch this has been since November. So
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
just
good.
holding out hope. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
wonderful that they have an idea at least.
It's, I can deal with it if I have an idea what I'm dealing with. So yeah.
Right.
So yes, he
Right. Oh,
had to
well,
take thank you. He had to take an
yeah, lots
extended,
of
what they call
healing.
an extended urine test in order to have them find it. Because apparently when you do that, it brings out some of the, they aren't minerals, but you know what I mean, the
Oh,
toxins or whatever it is that they can determine it. Yeah. Never
oh,
heard of it before. Yeah. Never heard of it. So
interesting. I have not
yeah.
either. So,
No, no. But, I think he just blew out his adrenal glands by working way too hard for way too long. And
wow.
it's a lesson to me. I don't need to do it either. Neither does anybody else. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Mary, thank you very much. It is. Yes, Leah, we are taking questions. And we will get to them. If it's a psychic, or I'm sorry, if it's a medium class, make sure we have first name and the relationship. Yeah. Mom, dad, cousin, whatever. Terri does Akashic records. Be very
Mhm.
specific. What lifetime was I in where I perhaps had a fear of snakes, something
Okay.
like that, or what lesson taught me how to work in relationships, whatever you want, or was I in Scotland at some point,
Right.
things like that. Yeah.
Or questions about this life too. That's
Oh, you
that's what
can
I
ask
find
them.
super interesting. Like, what am I on the right? Well, everybody's on the right path, so don't ask
Yeah.
that. Everybody's on the right.
Everybody's on the right path. Yeah.
That's a given.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you could ask like, what are my challenges that I face, or how do
How
you
can
have
I
any
overcome
tips on
them?
how to overcome some challenges? Or
Right.
we can ask oblique questions of the kind of questions they don't like to answer, which is they don't like to they don't care about your money, they don't care about who you love, who you're married to, they don't care where you live. So those, of course, are the three things we care about a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
ask oblique ones like, have I learned all that I need to learn from this person?
Right.
Have I, if I moved here, what do I what will
Yeah.
I learn? Or
What will I
what,
learn?
something like that. An
An
oblique.
oblique question. Yep.
Yeah.
And then, of
So
course, you can ask regular psychic questions as well. But
sure. Yeah.
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 Rush, I need grandmother's first name, please. Yeah. So Terri can
Gotta have
identify.
the names in there. And it's not like we absolutely have to, but we're trying. The reason
Kind
that
of
I
hone
like
in.
names
Yeah.
and relationships is because um, I'm a psychic medium, so I can call them in. And it's just quicker. Okay. If
Yeah.
I have to sit there and try to go find them, it is going to take a long time, and we're going to get maybe two questions answered.
Right.
So
Right.
this just speeds it up. And
Okay.
speaking of
Right.
up, do you mind if I
No, go right ahead.
say
You have
the
the floor.
so
Yep.
so in case people want to ask an Akashic type question, you don't have to. You can ask whatever spiritual question you want, but sometimes the Akashic records have something to say. I'm going to say the prayer of protection, and then I'm going to say the key. You just say yes to yourself that you accept this, if that indeed you do. If you don't, that's fine. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We connect ourselves to Metatron's grid of opalescent light that connects us more firmly to our higher selves. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us as we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you. And so it is. And so now I'm going to say the Akashic Record key. We open ourselves to the light. And with this light, we open ourselves to our truth. And with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose. And with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so the people watching this live and the people who may watch the broadcast later are given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance is most beneficial for them at this moment. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy field of the people watching who want their energy fields unlocked to receive the record of their soul. Okay, so now we're all in. But I have a question. I need a little help from people. So I don't know if people know, but there's a difference between psychic mediumship and evidential mediumship. And psychic mediumship is where that we call in the spirits, and that's why that generally works better for me. But a evidential medium, what they do is they just read the spirits as they come, whoever shows up. I am generally not so much an evidential medium because I'm a control freak, and I want to know who I'm talking to. However, there has been a lady following me since Thursday. Okay, and I don't mean in body, in spirit. I have this lady hanging out with me. Okay, and so I kind of want to see if anybody can claim her and we can read from her. I did interact with her a little bit more this morning, and she was in body, but she is also now she's beyond body. She's now somebody over there that can help. She could be on your spirit team. She's something else. So I'm going to describe her, and anyone who can claim her, I'd kind of like to hear from you in the chat. So this lady she's older. She's showing me herself in her older state. They can show you in any state they want, but she was never ever ashamed of how she looked. So she's older. She is the life of the party. The life of the party. She's wearing like a pink and white caftan. She is more generous in body. Okay, she doesn't have a tiny figure. She has blonde hair and it is big. It has been styled and combed and ratted and hairsprayed and waved, and it's not necessarily a newish thing. It really doesn't matter. She is the life of the party. And I feel like she's been blonde from the moment she stepped onto this earth to the moment she stepped off this earth.
Wow.
And she is the one that if you're at the party, like I see her outside on a patio, and that you just finally come to the party, she's the first one to get up and say, "Oh, you're here," making a big deal out of you. She's way over the top energy. And I feel she's a little Jewish because I hear it's like, "Boobala, you're here," and just grab you, And she is, she doesn't care about the latest styles. She's way up there in energy. She's like this Richard Simmons type energy.
Hmm.
and she's happy, happy. She's not Mae West.
Uh-huh.
I think I'd know Mae West. She's not overtly sexy or anything like that. She's just really an amazing individual. And so if
Well,
you claim her,
wow.
if she's your grandma or your aunt, I'd really like to know. Um,
She has a lot of what my aunt had in, but the hair is a little bit, because I knew her so much when she was so much older. I knew her in her 50s and 60s. But my aunt, they called her Toddy because my aunt was called the Tot, and then there was the Lad, who was my uncle, and my father
mhm.
was the Babe. That's what they called them: Tot, Lad,
Oh,
and the Babe. Yeah. So Aunt Toddy was a tremendously heavy woman, and she had no children. She had sex once with my uncle, and she hated it, so that was the end of that. But she was boisterous. She would open the door when you came to see her, and she would say, "Well, why not?" She also would stand between two door jambs, squat, and fart as loud as you could ever imagine. So
wow.
the energy seems similar, but the look is, she, not exactly, doesn't fit.
Well, I will. So I was in a meditation earlier with some ladies, and since it seems like nobody's claiming her right now, but maybe later someone will claim her, she did have a message for us.
Okay, there you go.
And the message was, don't live small. You are
Uh-huh.
here, live this life, embrace who you are, what you look like, and go for it.
Yeah,
Don't,
really.
and she's so confident. And she was confident in life too, not just over there, very confident
Uh-huh.
that I see her in this huge party over there with like Richard Simmons and Shannon Doherty and who's the other person that I mean,
Dr. Ruth,
oh,
yeah.
Dr. Ruth. She's over there as if she's the celebrity too.
Wow.
She absolutely, this is such a party over there today.
She's a
I mean,
welcoming person.
party.
But I
There.
originally thought it might be, also, and I don't know, I have never seen her in person, but Dolores Cannon, I thought at first, because
Hmm,
although she had white hair.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but
This person dyed her hair to
yeah,
the end.
till
Okay.
the end. Okay.
And she did
Wow.
not care that her figure was not beautiful.
Right.
Uh,
Well, my
she
aunt didn't either. Yeah. Yeah, I
she
get
just
it.
dressed it up as if she was beautiful.
Right.
So
Yep.
so
Big and brassy. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
look at Craig. Wow, she was a window rattler. I've never heard, but she very loving, very loving. You knew you were loved by this lady. So that's what her message today is live it. Live the
live it.
joy, live the whole thing,
Yeah.
own it all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Own it. That's right. So, thanks. We've got about 10 questions. I'm going to say that's probably what enough for us to work on
Mhm.
today. If anybody, thank you, Diamond. If anybody um, recognizes this woman, the Terri, and you're watching this later, and you say, "Oh my God, that's my whatever, my grandma, my neighbor, whatever," let Terri know. Write her. Yeah, write her and
Yeah.
tell her.
I don't
Yeah.
know how long she's gonna stick around with me, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah. She obviously knows you can see her, and when you see her, people don't leave. They're like, "Oh, reminds me of Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost. Can you see me? Okay, well, I'm not gonna let you go," you know? So,
At
yeah.
least she's extremely pleasant, so
Oh, good.
very loving energy here.
Oh, that's nice. All right, so Craig is starting out here as a, Mom Martha. He says she likes talking to you. Oh, good.
Yeah, I like Martha as well.
Uh-huh,
Okay.
uh-huh.
Oh, so Martha, yes, is definitely here in all her beauty. She's Craig, I've noticed that as I interact more with you and Clara and Martha, Martha keeps getting prettier and prettier. And that is because that I think sometimes in life she didn't feel very pretty. Life was hard, and sometimes working hard doesn't always make you feel that pretty. But now she feels she's very pretty. She's standing there in a lovely, it feels like a 1950s dress with a big skirt, and she's got a purse, and she's real done up, and her hair's just gorgeous too. And she says, "Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for helping me get over the jealousy." Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if she's talking to me or to you. So I'm just going to say what she says. She says, "I couldn't interact from the other side very well in a cohesive manner because I was jealous. I was jealous of your interactions with others on the other side. I knew this about you before I left." So she was aware of your abilities before she left. But of course could not embrace them. But once I was on the other side, I still held on to some jealousy, some wanting to have you just to myself, wanting to be there. And I'm so pleased that you helped me move forward, move away from that. I'm so pleased to have this new friend in Clara. I'm just amazed that how well she treats me, how well, she feels like she has a sister in her.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So anything else, Martha? Any other thing? So she says, "Join the party today." We're going to join the party. So they're all partying. This is the energy, the joyful energy is big today. So go ahead.
So he said his dad told him he was too girl crazy. Yes, I am. That's how it is hanging around with Clara. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Thanks, Craig. I did pull a couple of cards here. The first card I have is that Mom says being on the other side has made her more objective. It's hard when you're here down below. This guy's holding some ice, but it's the objectivity that she's wanting you to know about. It's like, I'm in that all-knowing, all-seeing state, and it's like, oh, and Craig knew this already, So she says when she's actually responding here to what you put in the chat about Dr. Ruth. She says, "You are always the wise guy. You always love throwing shade." He's wearing shades. She says, "Oh, you're so funny. You're really funny. You're throwing shade." And look, I get Mom and Dad are together. Yeah, Dad and Mom. So Dad's saying hi too. Hi, Greg. I'm here too. Yeah. That's awesome. What a great message from her, from you, Terri. That's wonderful.
Well, Craig, you might be in for quite a interesting, fun day because they're
having a party over there.
There's a lot of joy going on right now. A lot of joy.
Definitely. Hello, Annie Bear, and hello, Teresa Ford. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Craig, thank you, honey. Have a wonderful day. All right, Rishi. We'll see what we can do.
Oh, this is going to be hard, Rishi, because they're partying. They're not really looking at these things. So hang on, Rishi. Let me see.
Oh, I might have an answer for him.
Okay, good, because I'm not getting much of an answer. They're like, "Rishi, you need to relax.
Okay.
It is what it is. We know what you want. We have your best interests in mind. And they're showing me this. It's as if your career is this pink cake, this really tall pink cake. And they're like, you you're so worried about what's going to happen when and what choices you need to make the right choices. And they're saying, relax, relax. We're going to light you up when there's a choice to make, it's going to be like we just placed in front, when you see the career decision, when you're at the decision point, one of them is going to be like, we just set your favorite piece of cake or sweet thing. I don't know if you like cake, the sweet, whatever's your favorite. It's like they're going to light up that thing. They're going to light it up. I love what Rishi just said. I feel like I've cleared whatever was blocking me emotionally. Well,
Good.
today feels like a day of clearing. In fact, I'll tell you after this, but please don't be too worried about this. Please realize that they're going to light your path, and it's going to be pleasant. It's going to be like you have a choice, and you're going to start feeling kind of, oh, what if I get it wrong? But they're going to say, take the deep breath, relax, and then feel into it and feel like which one lights you up, which one is the good piece of cake, and trust it. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So Rishi, I have here that you're safe, what you value is safe, and that it also has a lot of money there. So I'm seeing money. The next thing is things will work out because you work so hard at what you do, where you work, you will be very, very valued by somebody in your career. But just exactly what Terri said is you get the puzzle piece, and the puzzle piece says disconnect and detach from the outcome. Yeah.
Well, even look at that puzzle piece, that part of it is lit up.
Yep, it
That's
is. And
spirit
there's a
lighting up the
keyhole.
choice.
And there's a keyhole there as well. So you have the key to that keyhole, and you're going to fit in to the right place that you're supposed to be. So yeah, I agree. Wow. Very true. Very true. Hello, warrior girl. It's good to see you. Rishi, good luck. Let it go. Let it come in when it's perfect timing. All right, so we have Leah, and she would really love to speak with her grandpa, Albert Kalk.
Albert is also in party mode. He didn't look like he was a very partier when he was alive. He is presenting to me as an older gentleman. They can present at any age, even if there was an age they were not. But he's showing me that maybe he was a little too serious in life. He's got a party hat on now, and one of those little poof with the blowers, that kind of unroll and make a sound. Okay, Albert, what do you have to say to Leah? He says, you have the best parts of me. He was far too serious in life. I didn't leave this earth with all of the joy that I could have had. I was too serious. Please don't miss that joy. Please don't miss the good parts. There is no, and I think this is for all of us, there is no amount of worrying that you can do to make things go right. It only decreases your sphere of
Stops
spirit
the
that you live
flow.
in. It just
Yeah.
decreases it.
Yep. Wow.
He says, I love you, and just let it go. And I'm going to tell you also that in case the way he looks is he looks like a very solid gentleman. He's got like a polo shirt on and shorts, and he's got socks and sandals on. So there
Hmm.
you go.
There you go. Wow. So I have some interesting cards I pulled from him. He said self-preservation is the first card that comes through. And he said, self-preservation is an act of love. We taking care of ourselves. And I love the idea about non-worry, because my mother was the biggest worry wart in the world, and it did her no good. It killed her. But, we have to allow things to flow in spirit time. And so anything you can do, Leah, to preserve self and to be totally grounded in this energy you must live in is what your grandpa wants you to do. He said it was such a privilege to be your grandpa. Look at the way he's leaning
Mm.
over, and he's adorable. He looks down at you with such beauty and love, and he says, you, my dear, to me are perfection. What a beauty. I have goosebumps. It's a beautiful card. Let me put it up a little closer.
Mm-hmm. I
But
really like that.
it is. And, grandpas would say that. That's my granddaughter, nobody said I have a granddaughter. And, and finally he says, expand your light body. This is a beautiful new card with light codes on it. But expand your light body, because you can and you do touch others by being the light. You are a tremendously good light worker. And he's saying your light is so bright that I can see it from heaven, and I know exactly where you are all the time. So, yeah, know that he's with you, that he loves you dearly, and that you're his perfect little granddaughter. Even though you're not little anymore, you'll always be little to him. I bet. I bet you did. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Leah. All right. We have an interesting Akashic, it looks like. I was told I was forced into being a Nazi. My grandparents on my mother's side were from Berlin, but O'Brien father was in USA during World War II. My great aunt stayed in Berlin. Do I have any other connections to Germany?
Okay.
Thank you, Sharon.
Well, I'm kind of a little bit not sure exactly how to answer this because, of course, if Aunt is in Berlin, you do have ancestry from Germany.
Right.
Let's see. Let me read this again. Okay. Okay. Akashic Records Masters. Please introduce me to Sharon's Akashic Records Masters. Oh, so right away I hear them saying, so they're kind of electing one person to talk. I see three Akashic Records Masters, but they're talking as one, and they're like, right away they're saying, choose the path of light, choose the path of light. Your ancestors chose the path of light for themselves. It may not seem like it. It may seem like sometimes they had to make a bad choice in order to survive. But as I see this flow of life going from Europe to you, to the United States, it feels like it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. If you are so I feel like you're describing a past life. My German was in USA German. not my Irish myth. Okay. Okay. Thank you for letting us know that. So if you, hang on, I'm a little confused whether we're reading a past life or we're reading this life's ancestors.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that her ancestors in this life were what she was explaining, but
Okay.
she's wondering if there are any ancestors perhaps, and verify this, Sharon. Are you asking if there were any in other lifetimes or any other ancestors that you did not know about that were in Germany and were Nazis? Is that what you're asking, Terri, or?
Yeah, I'm just a
Yeah.
little confused by the question. Look, you know,
Okay.
what am I asking the Akashic Records master? So,
Yeah. Because what she had originally was, do I have any other connections to Germany? And I think so. Sharon, is that in this life or in a
oh, in
past life?
other lifetimes. Okay, good. That
Okay,
makes
good.
sense. That's
Thank
why
you.
we want to talk to the
Yeah.
Akashic Records masters. Okay, dear Akashic Records masters, Sharon, did she have any other lifetimes in Germany? Can you show them to me if that's the case? I'm not seeing, they're not showing me any lifetimes in Germany, but they are showing me that you had lifetimes in other countries where that um, bad things happened, like where that they were trying to eliminate a population.
Hmm.
Where that your family, that you, where that you in this other lifetime had to survive. Okay, so dear Akashic Records, can you tell me a little bit more about this survival trait? Okay, so they're saying that part of these lives, what you learn and bring forward, because that's what I like to know about, is what do you bring forward? You bring forward the ideas about survival. So in lives after that, you would have done whatever you had to do to survive, to your family to survive and thrive. But they're showing me that in that you have those skills, you bring those skills forward, but now you have a different challenge in front of you. You do not need to survive in the sense that nobody's trying to wipe your kith and kin out right now, but you do need to use those skills to survive in an ascension, to use these ideas to help you thrive in this environment now in ascension. They're saying you're well equipped. They are also saying that they would like to kind of keep this conversation going with you. So here's the deal, Sharon. When I'm done with this show, we'll close out the records. But what I always do is I leave the records open to you, closed to everybody else. So you have that option to leave them open and continue the conversation with them because they're kind of chatty.
Okay. So I pulled some Akashic cards that I have, and I have here the biggest one that I get is that you need to honor yourself and recognize the hard work you have done in other lifetimes that have brought you to the place that you are today, and to be proud of what you've accomplished. And the second one I got was repeating patterns are keeping you from making a new choice. Break free from old thinking. So if there's any kind of thinking, Sharon, that you're having that has to do with, and we're living in it right now. You know, I'm not saying, of course, that you're a Nazi, but we're living in a sort of paradigm where there's a lot of people making choices about things that, or being pushed into making choices about things that they might not have made. So for whatever reason, that's what they want me to say. but maybe the shoe is on the other foot this time, and you are the person pushing back against what it was that you were before, if that makes any sense. And that is all about honoring yourself and growing and realizing that you're not going to pigeonhole yourself into that particular lifetime of, and certainly do not hold any choices that you made in previous lifetimes against yourself. They were what you needed for the lessons that you learned.
Right.
If that makes sense.
And I'm just going to back that up with you can't regret having to have become a Nazi in a different life, because that's what you had to do to survive. And that's the lesson for all of us.
For all of us.
We have done it all. I've been good, I've been bad, I've been a killer, I've been a angel. I mean, we all do it all, because we have to learn it.
We have to learn every aspect.
Aspects. So
yeah. Anyway, very interesting. And yes, it would be wonderful for you to, apparently they want to talk to you. Terry says, wait a minute, we're at TikTok. We have other people we have to read for today. You'll have to come back. So Rush wonders about hearing from her paternal grandmother. Her name was Umi, U-M-I.
U-M-I, Umi.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
You're right, Teelan. Hi, Lori.
Right away when I get into your spirit, when I kind of start feeling you, Umi's right there. And I doubt she looked like this in life, but what I see, Umi, she's very small. She looks like she was a human, and she's kind of melted down. And when I see this, it usually means that they're meditating and praying a lot over there. So let me just talk to Umi. Do you have a question? Rush would like a message from you, but I also want to know how this has happened, that you've become so small.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So she's showing me like that she is not a crystal, a clear crystal. I don't think it's quartz. It may be a different white color crystal, and that she has been over there like a touchstone for you. She's been doing a lot of work over there, and so that's why she's showing me this kind of smaller body, smaller demeanor, and because that she's been doing a lot of spiritual work. And I've seen this before, where that they have meditated and prayed and upheld so much that they've shrunk, because they're so in spirit, instead of even remembering that they had a body.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
So Umi, now, do you have a message for Rush? She's saying, I'm doing all the meditating over here so that you don't have to do quite as much. You get to more enjoy your life and enjoy the spiritual connection that you have. Oh, now she's lighting up my path with daffodils. Suddenly, like, daffodils are just popping up everywhere. And she's like, you get to enjoy the flowers of my labor and your labor.
Wow.
So I believe that she is also, okay. So she is also on your path, helping you out. It's like these, kind of see these daffodils like popping up in full bloom, like a long ways away, like way, way into your future.
Mm.
And so I believe that she is just showing me that she helps you out by putting positive things in your path, by putting things. And this is also something I've noticed from yesterday when I went to this fair, that our loved ones over there are also coming into extra power, extra gifts.
Oh.
They are finding more ways to interact with us. Yesterday, I didn't tell you this, Aley, but in two of the readings, I was reading one of their, in one case, a dad, in the other case, a mother, and they went and got angels and brought them back for healing.
Wow. Oh
Just
my.
on their
Yeah.
own.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's
they
what
know the rules, don't they?
they are discovering, that they have a whole lot more that they can do
Yeah.
over there. So that's what she's
That's
showing,
cool.
that she's putting
Wow.
things in your path, the good things.
Well, I don't know. I'm assuming, Rush, that she was probably a grandmother that lived at the not beginning, but maybe middle, at least the middle of the 20th century. So there's a lot of things that I'm seeing that are very similar to the way my mother did things. But the first thing I see is wholesomeness. She was a wholesome woman. She was able-bodied, but she was, she could do anything. She raised her kids. She says, I'm at peace. And maybe that's what she was doing when she's kneeling down. I'm spending time on my knees, but it's not work. It's just my joy. But it's the last two cards that I found fascinating. The first one was invisible. And if you see her, she's got a hat on so that you can see the eyes behind the hat, but you can't see the face of the person. And I'm sensing that she says I was sort of invisible in my lifetime, as most women were. And nobody really, really knew my true feelings about certain things. But
Oh,
now that you're a woman, or that you're older, you know what it's like. And I sense she's really, I don't know if she was religious or not, but I sense she's really upset about the injustice women are suffering right now. And she may not have even been alive during Roe v. Wade. I don't know. But my feeling is that that's what a lot of people women on the other side are like. What did we do all this work for? What is happening again? What's wrong with everybody? And so she died young. Okay. Okay. You never knew, you never met her. Well, she knows all about you now. But yeah, she says, I kept my feelings to myself a lot in my own lifetime, but damn it, I don't like what's going on down there right now. So anyway, she loves you dearly. She loves you dearly. Oh, thank you, Rush. Okay, so we have Hypnicity, Rossi, Teresa Ford, Diamond. And if possible, Carl, I'm not sure we're going to be able to get to you today, but we'll try. And hello to Double Carl, who came in. We have two Carls now. We have two Carls. Yeah, we do. And they're both wonderful. So.
Well, Hypnicity's here.
Yeah. She wonders about Fred.
Please give me a minute. Who you are. Okay, so Fred's coming in. He's either big energy or a big man. He feels salt of the earth kind of guy. Like well, now he's saying plain speaking, plain looking, plain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Big energy, she says.
Yeah. Big, yes, definitely big. But he's claiming plainness. So, okay. So, Fred, Do you have a message for Nalani? He's got a very deep voice, and he's like, girl, you get your love of the land from me. You get your love of animals from me. I came from a long line of people working the land. So he's talking about your actual genealogy here. Okay, so what else, Brad? But he's also saying something. He's trying to show me something where it's like he wants you to kind of pull in a little bit. Like don't spread yourself too far. Don't spread yourself out too much. Pull in your energy a little bit. Pull in. Maybe it might be a good idea to maybe find those there's meditations where you can kind of claim back parts of yourself that you've maybe energies you've left out there. Yeah, so he's not saying be small, not saying that at all, but he's saying you may need to pull some of your energy back to you. He will help you do that. But that's what he's saying. Do not overextend yourself at this time. Really careful with your health right now. Don't overextend yourself.
Yeah. She said that he used to say, keep your cards close to the vest.
Well, that's what he's saying again, but he's talking about your energy, that your
energy,
your spiritual
pull it in,
energy, your emotional energy, like don't get drawn out too far right now.
Yeah. And I have I have something similar, Nalani. Liz, I'm so sorry, but we only have a few more minutes and we've got like 6 people to already read for. So we can't get to it today. I'm sorry. I have here that he sees you're having a bit of a hardship because you feel scattered. And he's saying, this is exactly what Terri was saying. So that's why he's telling you to pull that energy in. He sees you as feeling unsettled about it. He said, just give it time. Please just give it time. And he says, you're going to get something, a message coming to you, because here's the, it says attention, you're going to get the attention. He wants you to know that you have clairsentience, and you probably already know that, but he wants to remind you that your senses can determine when something positive or negative is about to occur, or sense or feel other people's emotions. He said, use this to discern what for you is your truth, and don't rely on other people to tell you, because you know the answer. You are the best determinant. And I think this is for everybody, anybody that's listening that can't decide something. Allow yourself to go within and check your gut. And what does your gut tell you? Because you are the oracle. You are the oracle. Yeah. Yep.
And, I want to double down on that. Even when you hear me read, always double check. What is it saying to you? Because your reading of my read, when I get in there, your spirit is helping lift me.
Right.
And you are, what I say is not so much important, it's important what you get out of it. You are the whole thing.
You are it. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So Rossi's asking in Akashic, may the masters tell her what was her most adventurous life, and what can she learn from it? Of course, adventurous is subjective. So yeah,
it is subjective. But let's just, well,
I think any lifetime would be interesting for you to get into.
They're running me through a few. They're running me through a few caveman type lives, because that was damn exciting, because you didn't know how to operate the body. You didn't, I mean, life and death around the corner all the time. That was pretty adventurous. That's not where they're going to stay, though. Let me just go with them a bit here more. Okay, show me Rossi's most adventurous life, in which she learned a lot that will help her in this life. Whoa, okay. You were a gambler. Holy smokes. I've never
Right.
seen this kind of life before. You, like back in like 1800s, 1700s, somewhere, you were a gambler in Europe. You were both poor and wealthy. I see you going to places like Monaco, Liechtenstein. What is Luxembourg? That
Luxembourg,
that
Liechtenstein.
area, and
Uh-huh.
making some big bets. Okay, so you were a gambler. You were a man, and you were a gambler. I mean, a gambler. And you dressed finely, and you had lovely manners. Of course, you drank and smoked to excess. Okay, tell me, Akashic Records Masters, what is the most important thing that she learned in that life that she brings forward to this life? Okay, they are showing me that the most important thing to learn from that life is confidence, knowing that what happened will happen, and that you will still be you. You will still be okay, and your intuition, the heightened intuition that man that you were had to know when to make that bet and when not to make that bet.
Yeah. You got to
Who to
know when to
trust?
hold them, when to
Yes.
hold them.
Holy smokes, Ross. You will. Okay. Is that everything? Is that everything? Yes. And
Oh,
now that you know this, you can embody a little of this. And they're not telling you go out and waste
yeah.
all your gambling. That's not what they're
Right.
saying. But
Right.
what they are saying is that you have heightened intuition and heightened confidence. If you don't have a lot of confidence, you are going to now, because you will have
Good.
pulled that confidence from that life into this life now. So
Wonderful.
that's what you got.
Wonderful. That's
I
awesome.
would love to know if that sounds, I mean, it's
Bible.
hard to
Yeah.
say whether it's right or wrong, but
Right. Right.
sometimes I
But
read
does
an
it
old
sound
life
like
and
it?
they're
Yeah.
like, holy smokes, that makes sense.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Let her know, Rossi. Um, so I'm so sorry to those who have come in late, but I do want to send thoughts and prayers, and that sounds too much like a cliche, but Denise Fletcher is in need of some guidance. Her heart is being tested. So we don't have time to read for you. I'm sorry, because we've got people that have been waiting. But I do want you to know this community supports you and sends you all that loving energy, all of that, in order to help you today for your best discernment. Remember that your tests that are coming in, if you can shift some of that to find the embodiment of peace and handle that. I don't know if I'm saying it even right. I just want you to know we love you and that we're here for you. Thank you, dear. All
Okay.
right. So Teresa Ford says, why am I so drawn to permaculture, food forests? Will I be able to do this in this life, or have I done it in a past life?
Okay. Dear Akashic Masters, would you please introduce me to Teresa's Akashic Records Master Team? They're so funny. They're so funny. They like to have fun with this. They really do. I think they know I like to be entertained. So your whole team is dressed up like farmers. They got rakes, they got shovels, they got hats, they
Uh-huh.
got the little piece of wheat sticking out of their mouths. You know how that they used to do that? Like that's how we see the iconic farmer sucking on a little piece of wheat, dried wheat. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Akashic Records Masters. Thank you so much for the entertainment. But let's talk about Teresa. Can you show me why she's drawn to permaculture, food forests? Well, you've been a farmer in many lives, both male and female. Um, they're showing me that your spirit is very close to the land. I would not be surprised if that you didn't interact with elementals a lot right now, even.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even if you're located in the city, that I feel like this elemental energy is definitely available to you. They're showing me that inside you have the green thumb. Even if you don't have the green thumb right now, you
Right.
do have that green thumb energy that you can. They're making me feel like you could grow anything from anything. That Okay, so where did you get this? Is there any particular life you want to show me? Um, they're not pulling out a single life. They're just showing me that you lived very closely to the land. That that there were times I could see a life where you're like a single mother and you're having to make do and you're having to grow a lot of your own foods. You're having to interact with your neighbors to trade things. Maybe you don't have a lot of vegetables, but you have some hay for their cows, or you traded to keep hearth and home together. Is there anything else you want to tell me? You are called now to help this world. So this is part of your light, the light codes that are within you, the light codes that you emanate. Even if you're not like meditating or praying, you emanate some light codes, and these help the earth. And you're kind of an all around earthling, so to speak. Okay. Anything else? Okay. End of transmission. We're done with that. So okay.
Okay. I saw Versailles, or a French lifetime, where uh, I don't know if you're aware of it, but they have all these beautiful gardens that were built, and I'm sure they had fruit and vegetables and all that other stuff. Whether it was Versailles or just they wanted me to say it was a French lifetime.
Yeah.
So that made a lot of sense, but that was just a glimmer from my
Yeah. Well,
world.
I've been to Versailles, and they do have a food forest out there.
They do. Yes,
Yeah.
they do. I
Great.
have not been there. You're very lucky to go there. Denise Fletcher, if you would like to read, I told you to email me if you would, and I will see what I can do for you. Diamond says, a message from parents, Carl and Olga are their names. Carl and Olga. Yep.
Olga, do you have a message for Diamond?
Hi, Connie.
Well, again, Carl and Olga feel like salt of the earth people, feel like hard workers in their lifetime, uh, very practical people. It feels like they're very practical. Okay, so What do you want to say? They're not the chattiest in the world here. Oh, and Olga, what is? Do you have a message? Okay, okay. Now I remember what they first kind of said. They're very excited for you. They're excited that you have so much width and breadth to embrace new ideas, to embrace the things. It feels like maybe they were really, I don't want to say stodgy, but they were like afraid of what people might say if that they embraced some of their own spiritual gifts, because I think they had them.
Mm-hmm.
That they just felt like head down, nose to the grindstone, keep going, keep making a life for you was the more important thing, and to keep their heads down so nobody noticed them as much. For some reason, it was important not to be noticed. Now, I don't want to read anything into that, but for some reason, they didn't want to be noticed. And they're saying that they love the expansion that you have. So if they had to do that so you could have an expanded life, they're very happy for that. They're very happy. They're showing me a lot of reds and pinks, which is, that kind of love color.
Wow. She said they sure did. Spot on. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's what they got. They're happy that you get to expand. You get to grow because they feel a little like this, like, yeah, we did the hard work for you. So I mean,
Wow.
Okay.
Diamond, was either one of them a teacher? Interesting. Just throw it out there. Could be a Sunday school teacher. I mean, it could be any kind of teacher. I get that they share great love. So they're together and they're happy. They're happy to be together. They're still, look at the way the man is looking at his wife so adoringly. Finally, it's interesting that you say because look what came up. It was the location card, and it's a person hiding underneath something.
Oh.
And that's exactly what you said, that they kind of kept a low profile, and and they're up there going, I don't know why we did that. Haha. That was kind of silly. But, you don't know all that when you're down here. You only find out
Right.
later. Yeah. So they're sending so much love to you, though, Diamond. Your father could have taught us a lot of always sharing. Okay. Okay, good. Well, yeah, there are parents that are like very teacherly. They spend their time. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My father could have been, he taught it. I'll teach you, he said. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Okay, everybody. Well, we are over, so we need to go. I'm very sorry. And Carl, thank you for being understanding. We'll see everybody again really soon. We wish you a beautiful day, and stop worrying. It doesn't change anything.
It does. And today, they're very excited over there, and just lean into that joy. Lean into the joy that they feel, because they've showed me that the more joy you feel,
Yeah.
the smaller the world becomes for those people that are so stuck in that rut. That's so whether they don't want anyone else to get ahead. They don't want anyone else to get something they don't have. This
Yeah.
joy is expansive, and they want you to be in that joy today. And there's one, if you don't mind, one more thing I want to do, because
Okay.
they gave it to me, and I guess I get to pass it on. So that's so cool. So yesterday, when I was reading for people, and remember the people on the other side had recognized that they had more power to do things than they had before, and they went and got angels for healing. Well, this morning when I was meditating, Paul the Venetian showed up and gave me a healing. Now he's an ascended master. He's not an angel. I'm usually used to angels bringing drops of liquid to do some sort of healing. He came in with a clear drop of liquid, absolutely perfectly clear. And I said okay to it, and he dropped the liquid into my crown chakra and let it go over me. And so I think what this gives is gives you clear sight so that you can notice this joy, because they are having a big party today. Well, time today doesn't exist over there. Okay, it's anytime, but for us right now, it's very much in it. And so, if you would like to, I can call Paul the Venetian in and let him do that again for everybody if
Oh,
they
sure.
want.
Go right ahead. Everybody needs it, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so dear Paul the Venetian, thank you so much for that healing. Would you like to pass that healing on to everybody? Yes. Yes. So, by the way, Paul the Venetian was a beautiful man. Beautiful man. Tall, really tall, blonde hair, blonde beard, blue eyes, just a beautiful guy. And he's holding the clear drop of liquid, and he holds it up. He's holding it over a crown chakra, not my, he's already done my crown chakra. So it's like a crown chakra that's like for all of you. And he lets it go. And if you accept the healing, just let the clear come in. It kind of goes into your spirit. It kind of coats your etheric body. Okay. And you will enjoy for today and a few days a little bit more clear spiritual sight. So you're going to see more things than you've ever seen before, or notice new ideas than you've ever noticed before. And don't get stuck on the fact that I said seen. I'm a clairvoyant, so I tend to say see because I see things. You might hear things, you might feel things. You definitely are going to notice. Going to flow more effortlessly in spirit today, and probably for a couple days.
Thank you, Terri and Paul the Venetian. Thank you for bringing that to us. That's wonderful. Thank you. Sun Psychic Jean popped in to say hi. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
We'll see you again next week. Much love to every one of you. Thank you, Terri, as
You're welcome.
always. Bye, everybody.
Bye.